Hey YouTube, Nurse Mark here. Should men and women train the same? Short answer is yes. Long answer is hell yes. So about 20% of the people that watch my channel are women, and I actually didn't know that until I looked into the YouTube analytics. And I don't ever really address men and women differently in my videos because men and women shouldn't train differently. They should train the exact same. But I kind of want to address that right now and talk about this myth that women and men need to train differently to accomplish goals. The first thing we have to do is address the myth that if women lift weights, they're going to get gigantic and Arnold Schwarzenegger size, and that's simply not true. That comes from a misunderstanding of muscle physiology. Now, the same muscles that help me gain weight are the exact same that help my fiance gain weight. Testosterone, estrogen, human growth hormone, these are the same mechanisms in a man as they are in a woman. However, estrogen's a little bit higher in women and testosterone's a little bit lower. But that doesn't mean that your muscle grows any differently. The same skeletal muscle is in me as is in my fiance. Another problem that we have in society is that women are told from a very young age that if they lift weights and they get strong and they have muscles, men might not find them attractive. And that is just purely the male ego at play here. And I think we need to kind of talk about that. There's been a lot that's been dispelled in recent history about whether or not a woman is attractive if she lifts weights or not. We're starting to see a shift in society where women can be strong, women can be muscular and found attractive. If you, Nurse Mark talking here, but if you have a man in your life that either doesn't find muscles attractive or strength attractive, and those are your goals, and he doesn't support you, you need a new man in your life. So the question isn't, should you train the same as a man? The question is, what do you want to train to accomplish? Are you interested in being strong like a power lifter or a strong woman? Do you kind of want to be a jack of all trades like a CrossFitter? Are you interested in the more bodybuilding type physique that we see on the cover of magazines? Or do you just want to look good in a bikini on the beach? All of these things can be accomplished by training the exact same way as your male counterparts. I'm going to quickly reference just 4 women that have drastically different ways of training that have all accomplished amazing things in physical fitness by training the exact same as their male counterparts. Now I'm going to show you some physique pictures of them, and just keep in mind that not everybody that trains the way that these women train are going to look like that. These are the pinnacle of physical fitness. They eat, sleep, breathe their sport. All right? So there's a lot of people that aren't going to look the same way they will, and of course you can look at these pictures and make that kind of determination for yourself. The first person I'm going to reference is powerlifter Jessica Butner. So this is Jessica Butner at a powerlifting meet. And last year in 2020, she set an unofficial record on the deadlift, the squat, and the total. All right. This is a picture of her from her latest Instagram. And yes, she's got really defined abdominals, but keeping in mind that she trains for this, right? This is what she does for a living. She has a bigger total than the average guy by umpteen amounts, right? And she's done this by training the exact same way that her male counterparts are by using powerlifting programs. Another person worth referencing is Camilla Bonk-Bazinet, who was the 2014's CrossFit Fittest Woman. And the reason I'm referencing her is, you guessed it, she's Canadian. But this is Camille, right? She trains CrossFit the exact same way as her male counterparts. And the thing to keep in mind about CrossFit is with CrossFit, men and women do the exact same workout. It's scaled a little bit differently, and sometimes it's not. But they train the exact same way as their male counterparts. And this is how she appears. Again, not everybody that does CrossFit is going to look like this, but the training methodologies are the exact same. But maybe you're not interested in powerlifting or CrossFit, and you want that more physique or bodybuilding look that we see in society. This is Jamie Eason. Now, nobody would look at Jamie Eason and say she's big and bulky, but she attained her physique by doing the exact same workouts that men do. Compounds, isolations, 5-day splits, and the like. She was bodybuilding.com's fitness spokeswoman for many years, and you can't look at her and say, oh, she looks like big and bulky and disgusting, right? And yet she was still doing squats, deadlifts, bench press. Lastly, let's reference somebody that doesn't specifically train for a sport. Let's reference an actress. I'm going to use Gal Gadot because recently when she made Wonder Woman, she kind of got in the spotlight for the fact that her training regime was the exact same as her male counterparts. But this is Gal Gadot, often referred to as one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. When she was getting ready for Wonder Woman, she was squatting, deadlifting, powerlifting movements, all these things to accomplish her physique. But she doesn't look like any of those other 3 women that I just showed. So again, the question isn't, should you be training the same way as your male counterparts train? The question should be, what are you passionate about? What drives you? If it's powerlifting, if it's CrossFit, if it's bodybuilding, or if you just want to look good on a beach and you're not as concerned about training for a sport. Remember, when we talk about training for powerlifting and bodybuilding, it's not training like a man. You're training for a sport. You're training for powerlifting. I train for powerlifting. One of my good female competitor friends that competes in powerlifting trains for powerlifting too. Ladies, do your very best to try and get it out of your head that if you lift heavy weights or you lift weights as a whole, you're going to get big and bulky. That's simply not true. Many of the people that you see that are IFBB female pros are augmented. And by that I mean they use substances that allow them to get that big and that strong. The average woman does not have the testosterone production to be able to be that big and bulky. They end up just kind of being really lean and athletic looking. But there are some women that do bodybuilding naturally that get quite large because that is time, consistency, and again, they eat, breathe, and sleep their sport. And I just want to reiterate one more time, if you have a man in your life or you are interested in a man who does not find strong women attractive or muscular women attractive, and that is your goal, you need to get rid of that guy and go find somebody who does support you, because if they don't support you in that goal or that endeavor in life, they're not going to support you in other endeavors in your life. That's it, ladies. I don't have anything else to say on the topic. Find what you're passionate about and train towards that. If you like powerlifting, do a powerlifting program. There aren't powerlifting programs for women. There are powerlifting programs. Thanks for listening, ladies. I'm sorry that I haven't addressed this in the past, but like I said, because men and women need to eat the same, they need to train the same, I don't ever really differentiate between the two because women can do everything that a man can. Like and subscribe, post questions and comments down below, and as always, ladies, eat like a bodybuilder and train like a powerlifter.